In an I cannot believe it moment, I actually hit on the sneakers app on a pair of Kobe's. And it's these bad boys right here. Made for one bad girl. Caitlin Clark is a beast. She is fun to watch. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today, we've got a detailed look and breakdown on these bad boys right here. This is the Nike Kobe 5 Protro in a smooth PE colorway made for one Caitlin Clark. The shoe itself comes in the brand new style of Kobe box. I think that these are obviously here to stay at this point, so I love these. I think that these are awesome. They are premium feeling, but they still give off that whole like Mamba mentality vibe, so I dig it. The shoes themselves are really, really nice in person. It was one of those ones where it's like, yeah, they look cool on her and everything, but like, whatever. But when you get them in person, bro, like they just pop, you know what I'm saying? Like I thought that, for one, I had no chance at getting them because it was a draw. I never get picked for those stupid things. But then I thought that they weren't super limited because it actually did pick me. And then I read somewhere what the numbers were, and apparently they were hella limited. So now I just feel lucky, which should never happen in a consumer space like this, because now I just feel used. But either way, I got a pair. I am happy about it. So yeah, let's go. Oh, and before I forget, we have brand new WearTesters merch, so if you are interested in supporting the channel, we have collaborated with Serious Player Only to make the best socks in the game. We've got multiple colorways available: white and black and red, black and pink, and then a crew height black and red as well. 2 performance shirts stating testing in progress, something that we do on a daily basis. There's an amazing WearTesters embroidered logo right here at the sleeve, so the shirt is clean, simple, understated, and perfect for on or off court use. They are available right now in limited quantities over at SeriousPlayerOnly.com. So if you're interested, head over there, support the channel, and we greatly appreciate it. Now, the traction on these guys, it's fantastic. If you don't know, you should know, because this shoe's kind of old at this point. Like the original shoe released way back in 2009, and it's been a great performance shoe since then. These Protro versions, I don't believe are as good as the originals. And yes, I still have a few pairs of the originals, and these are just awesome. But either way, the outsole right here features a heartbeat style pattern. And again, it works really well on that indoor setting. If there's a ton of dust, you might need to wipe a little bit here and there, but outside of that, like this is just a great option. This was a go-to shoe for me for a really long time. Outdoors, they're not very durable. I actually have 2 pairs of the Protro in the Chaos colorway. One is sitting right here. It's basically my fresh pair, so I haven't touched those yet. But the other pair is the pair that I will wear casually, and I hoop in them outdoors regularly. I don't really have traction on the bottom anymore. It's like smooth and rubber, but they're still awesome, and the upper is so durable, so like I still wear them often. At the midfoot, we've got a glass-based carbon fiber shank. Essentially, the glass-based versions were just kind of like a lighter weight version of a carbon shank. And on top of that, it's isolated right here to the midfoot, so it doesn't extend. It's not a spring plate or anything like that. So yeah, it works well. It does the job. I dig it. The outsole does feature Indiana Fever colors as well, with the tonal blue, and then you've got the yellow hit right there at the bottom on the Mamba logo. And then you got a little splash of color there just in case you need it. And that's basically the theme of the entire shoe. So it's all Indiana Fever everything, minus the splash of this, like whatever this color is, this hot orange or something. It's like fluorescent. It's crazy. And just in case you didn't know, this colorway again is Caitlin Clark's PE. They were made specifically for her. I would have rather have gotten the signature first, but I love PE releases, so I'm not going to really complain. I just think that she deserves a shoe at this point. I shouldn't say deserves. She's earned it. Nobody deserves anything. But when you earn your you get it. Now, in terms of the cushion, that's something that's definitely different on the Protro than the originals. The midsole itself originally was lightweight Phylon, aka EVA. Nowadays, it's Cushlon. So it's a more durable type of foam. It's got a little bit higher rubber content in there, so it will feel bouncy, but also a little bit more dense, aka heavy. It's super comfortable nonetheless. Cushlon's actually one of my favorite Nike foams, or Nike blends of foams. So yeah, I really enjoy that it's on here. The tech specs, like specifically when we're talking about air-based tech, obviously they're dumbed down a little bit, even though technically they are, what would they call it? Like increase per volume. So there's more air per volume, only because the original style air units that they did use were different than obviously today, but way different. So in the forefoot of the Protro is a Zoom turbo unit. It's essentially a very large volume Zoom airbag that has a lot of little creases throughout, and that's for flexibility and mobility. So the concept behind that is like articulated Zoom on steroids. So articulated Zoom was chambered and there was flex points and all that stuff, and the more that you use them, the weaker those flex points got, and eventually they'd break, which is why we don't really see articulated units too much anymore. So to combat that, they came up with this like seamed system that they would put on the Zoom bags themselves, so it made the bags more flexible instead of just a flat piece of plastic. It's a pretty interesting concept. It makes the forefoot stupid comfortable. However, in the rear, they're missing some stuff. Uh-oh. This is the exact cushion setup that the original Kobe 5 used. So we had a large volume heel bag, and then we had what they called a Met bag in the forefoot. So this is where I'm gonna say, like, per volume, like both of these units combined, the forefoot probably has more air per volume than this. But I preferred this setup. I thought that it was great. Now, when looking at the midsole, they're very plain. It's just, you know, basically dark blue. But the upper is where like the color really starts to pop. It's kind of hard to see. I didn't notice this even in the online images. I literally thought that it was just an all blue upper, but there's a lot of like little speckles in there, which is really cool. So you got all this like splatter paint in a lighter blue tone, and I f with this really hard, dude. Like, I love splatter, so I like the way that this looks. On top of that, you can still see the snake scales and stuff like that. It's kind of original to the original versions of the shoe. Not every colorway had it, but a lot of them did. Now, speaking of that material, this is a skin wire upper, so this is basically TPU. When we're talking about performance and my personal preferences, this definitely is not it, but it works so well that I can't deny that it's a great performance shoe. So this is one of those things where they're plastic, it is what it is. I will say that this shoe is a lot tighter than the originals. I don't know why. I'm assuming the last is a little bit different, so they take me a lot longer to break in, so the first few wears are kind of painful. But once they do break in, they're amazing. Like, it's one of those really great one-to-one fits. And then the little pops of color include the swoosh here, where you got a little gradient effect. Ooh. Which is also mimicked on the heel counter. This is awesome. I actually did not know that they look like this on the back, so when I got them in, was like, what? That's sick. And then the tongue area features the same gradient effect, and this is one of my favorite tongues of all time.
That's what she said.
It's a Nike torch system. You can actually really see it on this particular colorway because it's highlighted up in white. Usually it's black foam with a black mesh build on top of it, so it's really hard to see. But this one, you can see what it is. Like, it's this really open-celled mesh with really fat honeycomb shaped foam pieces that keep the lace pressure off but the ventilation high. So it's one of the best systems ever. They use it on the Kobe 6 as well, and I miss it on every basketball shoe I play in now because it's barely on anything. But this is a fantastic setup. As far as sizing is concerned, I would go true to size despite them being super snug. But again, once you break them in, it's got one of the best one-to-one fits that a shoe can offer. So going true to size for most is what I would recommend. If you're a wide footer, you may want to consider going up half a size or just skipping the Protro altogether. It might just not be for you. I didn't talk about the insole, but it's just a basic Ortholite insole. It's nothing special. It is heavily glued down in there. So if you wanted to remove it, I would recommend doing that before you start wearing them, and you still might need a hair dryer on a low setting either way. But if you do wear them and you wanted to remove the insole and replace it for whatever reason with anything else, whether it's an orthotic or just a better insole overall, use a hair dryer on the low setting. It'll loosen that glue up a little bit so that all those little pieces don't get ripped off and adhered to the footbed. Just a fun tip. Now, with all that being said, what is today's user submitted question of the day?
If you were a rising star in the NBA right now and you were offered to sign with any brand to build your signature sneaker, which brand would you choose, knowing the quality of products they are launching now?
This is always a hard question because it's like your NBA career could be this long or it could be this long. So it's like, do you go with the best shoes or do you go with the best contract? Like, in my head, I'd probably go with the best contract just because, like, if it were literally me, I don't think I'm lasting in the NBA too long. You know what I mean? I might get a 10-day and that's it. So if somebody gave me a signature shoe deal for whatever reason, I'm taking the biggest offer possible. You know what I mean? Like, Mac McClung is probably like one of the best modern examples of this, where I'm sure that he got a basic Nike deal, like, on the table. Obviously, he's not technically in the NBA, even though he's an NBA athlete and they use him for the dunk contest during the All-Star weekends and stuff, which doesn't sit well with me. But he signed with Puma on what I assume is a greater paying contract deal. Obviously no signature shoes or anything like that, but I'm sure he's making money. Something that he would not have gotten with this brand right here. They would have given him the most basic of basic deals that would include like a monthly stipend of salary and then a swoosh account, like where like you can just get discounted shoes for friends and family all day, every day, as much as you want. That's what a lot of players go with. So yeah, I want to say that, like, if I'm just thinking about my future, I'm going with the money, whichever brand, whatever. If I'm going with a brand based off of their products and what they're offering, that's actually hard to say because, like, I feel like every brand, like, honestly does have good shoes. You got to find them, but like every brand has a good shoe. Does every brand have a lot of shoes, probably. Or I wouldn't say just not for you, but yeah, once you find that one shoe that you love though, like I would stick with it, you know what I'm saying? And that could be with any brand. You would just have to try every model until you find it. Being a athlete like that, you'd get that opportunity, so it's not a big deal. But either way, I really wouldn't care, you know what I mean? Like, I'd be happy that I just made it to the NBA for a few minutes, and I'd be cool with that. But what about you guys? If you were in the NBA and you were a rising star and you had the opportunity to get, it wasn't a signature deal, was it? Or was it? Or it was a signature deal, not just an endorsement deal?
Build your signature sneaker.
Okay. Well, I mean, if I'm building it, I might go Jordan, because I feel like if they let me, I could build something awesome.
They probably will not.
I know.
Here's your stick of gum.
Basically. Yeah, they're gonna stick me in Lucas and you know what I mean? So, not that they're bad, but like. I want more. But what about you? Sound off below. Let us know who you'd sign with and why. And on top of that, did you get lucky and grab these? I still can't believe that I have these. Like, I only have so many of the Protros because they're so fucking hard to get. And with these being one of them, I'm just still kind of in shock. Or go sneakers. Well, not really. That app, yeah, that app sucks. I bet you my phone's listening right now. It's like, F you then, no more wins. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. We greatly appreciate your guys' time. We'll catch y'all in the next one. So until then, you guys have a good one.